Good morning, warriors, and happy Wednesday to you all. This is Fernando, Godspreparedwarrior, and thank you for stopping by the channel to watch. Today, I want to talk about situational awareness and a little bit about that, right? You got to know this, right? A true warrior doesn't just prepare. He sharpens his awareness. Situational awareness is the ability to stay alert to what's happening around them so that we can appreciate or anticipate, danger that is coming our way, right? We can avoid surprises and we can respond wisely. This is a key element, is responding wisely, right? It's not about fear. It's about vigilance. It's about understanding that there are things happening and we cannot respond in panic or in non-readiness, right? But we respond wisely, and I think that's one of the key elements to situational awareness. So how does this work practically, right? Situational awareness begins with breaking out of distraction. There's so many of us that are connected to our phone, or we're busy with the kids, or we're just doing things that we're not aware of what's happening around the corner, right? When you're walking, are you really paying attention to what is happening? When you're shopping, are you really paying attention to the people that are around you and what they could potentially be doing? Or if you're at an event, are you just kind of focused on the event and maybe not scanning, maybe just really focused on what is happening in the moment? I think sometimes we need to put our phone down because I am always on my phone, and I can always tell myself, it's time to put the phone down. Right? We have to look at that, and we have to lift up our eyes, and we have to pay attention to what's happening. We should scan the environment. We should be looking at things. I'm taken back to the movie, The Matrix, with the woman in the red dress, right? Neo is learning how to maneuver through people, but it's the one thing that sticks out that he is focused on. And so, not knowing that right behind that thing he focused on is the thing that could take him out. And so we have to scan our environment. We have to be able to know what's happening, right? We should ask ourselves this question: who is here? What are they doing? And where are my exits? And what feels out of place, right? What is out of place? What doesn't look normal, right? The goal isn't paranoia, but it is preparedness training, right? You're training yourself to notice the details that others miss. Okay, that's what situational awareness is. So you might have a question. You might say, Fernando, well, how can we as warriors prepare, right? Well, number one, stay in a relaxed alertness, right? You are not hyper alert, but you are relaxed alert, right? Maybe you call it condition yellow, right? It's this relaxed alertness, right? This means that you're calm, but you're tuned in. If you're at a crowded event, or know where your exits are. That's important to to know as well. Know where those exits are. If you're in a parking lot, glance around before getting out of your car. Maybe even you circle around before you get in your car. At home, keep your doors locked, right? Lights on the outside, keep those on, right? And listen to your instincts when something feels off, because 9 times out of 10, that feeling is kind of right? Practicing these small habits kind of builds a mindset of readiness, whether you're out and about, or you're at an event, or maybe even just that you're simply at home. You are aware of what is happening around you, right? I want to look at this in a spiritual sense too today, right? What is spiritual situational awareness? Because I think we need to talk about that, and we need to have that also in our life. I think in the same way that we must be spiritually alert, right? The enemy works in subtle ways through distraction, right? Through discouragement and through deception. The Bible calls us to be watchful, right? To be sober-minded, to be watchful, like in the sense that you are alert enough to know what's going on, right? Because our adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. This is 1 Peter 5:8, right? So spiritual situational awareness means that we're checking our hearts daily, we're watching for compromise, and we're staying sensitive to the Spirit's warnings, right? A lot of times, that gut feeling is usually the Spirit of God telling us, hey, don't go over there, or watch out for that person, right? And so it's so important for us to take time to be in prayer, right? To pray for our world, and accountability with fellow warriors. How do we keep each other accountable, right? To remember to put on the armor of God every day. It's something so important for us to do, is to be strong in the Lord, according to Ephesians 6:10, right? Paul is telling us there about putting on the full armor of God, and that's how we're going to stay sharp. That's how we're going to stay watchful, and that's how we're going to stay calm but ready. So I think that's important. So we when I tell you stay vigilant, I mean not just looking around where you are, but I mean that in body and in spirit, right? A warrior who is aware is a warrior who is prepared. So guys, thank you so much for joining me in this video today. I hope that you have a wonderful Wednesday, and just remember that the enemy is trying to knock us down every single day, and we have to remember that the battle is not flesh and blood. It's not right here. It's in those spiritual places and in the spiritual realms. And those battles that are happening there sometimes manifest in the physical here where we are. It can be family disputes. It can be stuff just happening like recently has happened. There's this implosion in those spiritual places where the battle is, that kind of manifest in the physical. So guys, remember that the battle is not between flesh and blood, but it's in those spiritual places. And so guys, I just want to encourage you to trust in the Lord and to let Him guide your steps every single day. So guys, thank you so much for joining me in this video today, And hopefully it kind of brings you to a point to where we look at situational awareness not in the way of fear, but just being ready, not on a high alert, but on a calm alert. But we're actually paying attention to things. So have a great day, guys, and hope to see you on the next one. This is Fernando, God's Prepared Warrior. Talk to you on the next video.